All right, we are live. Hi, Gail.
I
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
am doing. Uh,
You look
yes, we are back
wonderful
again.
today. You look wonderful
Thank
today. I
you.
love your shirt.
I'm tired, but thank you. Thank you. You look good as always.
Oh,
I saw your pictures the last time. Love them on TikTok. Yes. So yeah, you need to on TikTok. I hadn't seen you like that before,
uh
but
huh.
usually we just show up. So yeah, you look very, very good.
Thank you. Speaking of TikTok, I recall seeing one of your TikTok videos using Kinderland music, and I saw it and I was like, oh my god, I love Kinderland too. So it's
I'm kind of obsessive K drama fan, so binge watch them so much. I think In the Land is definitely one of my favorites so far. I love the storyline, I love the actors, I love the acting. Everything was just perfect.
they have so much chemistry,
Very
don't they?
right. I don't be surprised if they are dating in real life. And I'm so rooting for them to do that. But fun.
Yeah, I loved it too. I thought it was very nice. It's also one of my favorite K drama, even though I feel like the middle towards the end kind of went down a little bit, but I still enjoyed it a lot.
Yes, yes, definitely, definitely.
All right,
I'm coming
before
to you for a recommendation.
oh that yeah, I love K drama too. I don't watch a lot of it, but I do have some favorite. I think you probably watch more than I do.
Definitely, because I've been binge watching for years, and almost every day I'm watching that. So yeah, you can come to me for a recommendation.
I definitely will. Okay, before we go on a tangent about K drama and recommendations, let's get back to our topic today. So, our topic today is about abortion misinformation. I know that the word misinformation itself has been very popular, especially in about 2016, 2017. Everything that we heard on the media was about misinformation. What is misinformation? What is fake news? um, so today we want to specifically talk about what is misinformation, and especially what is abortion misinformation, what can we do about it, and how do we even identify it. But before we get to our topic, I would like for Gail to introduce Unapologetically Uterine for a bit in case we have some new viewers today.
Hey everyone, my name is Gail, and my purpose is us. We both work for an organization called Unapologetically, and we independently work on brands called Safe to Choose and how to use abortion pill. So we just realized there's a big market for women out there and accessing safe abortion information. So we collectively came up with this idea of starting this Twitch channel that will cater to women who need to access candid, accurate, and very, very reliable information on safe abortion. That's A, unapologetically uterine, because we are seeking to cater to all people with uteruses. This is also a very inclusive space. We are going to have bi-weekly and sometimes monthly conversations on anything related to abortion, whether medical abortion or surgical abortions. We are your go-to people. So we hope to see you here anytime we do have a stream going on. You're
Yes.
welcome to the channel. And I also really, really hope you click on the subscribe. And if there's anything like notifications, I'm a bit new to this, so I don't know if you can get post notifications. But if there is, please do well to put it on so that you always know when we are live. Join us here.
Yes, and we also have a Discord channel as well, in case you want to follow us on Discord. and we do updates, a lot of updates on our social media channel. So be sure to follow our social media channel down here. Yeah, down here. So you can follow us everywhere on social media to get updates, to get information on abortion, self care, all those wonderful things. All right, so on to our topic, navigating the sea of abortion misinformation. So, Gail, what is misinformation? You're on mute. You're on mute.
My brain, sorry about that. So, from my point of view, and in terms of abortion, it's usually inaccurate information that is put out by people. And this can be deliberate or non-deliberate. Deliberate as in um, anti-abortion individuals usually go on this whole tirade of putting information that is meant to mislead people, confuse them, and usually has a lot of stigma. And it's not even usually just catered to people seeking abortion care. Sometimes it's just for the normal reader who is looking for to learn more about abortion, where to access them, even how to support a person who is going through abortion. You just find a lot of information out there that is inaccurate, very deliberate, come with a lot of stigma and shame for the person seeking the information. So yes, from my end, that's misinformation when it comes to abortion. Do you have anything else to share?
Yes, thank you for that. I think that people use, there's another word to this as well. So there's misinformation and then there's disinformation. And I think that we, even we tend to use the word misinformation and disinformation interchangeably all the time. There is a slight difference in the definition of both words. So, according to the American Psychological Association, misinformation is false or inaccurate information, basically getting the facts wrong. But disinformation is not only false information, but it is deliberate, it is intended, and it is intentionally misstating the facts. So for me, I feel like disinformation has a more malicious intent. So it's not just about mistakenly giving false information or fake news, but deliberately manipulating the information or changing the information or altering it to further whatever purpose that you are serving, whatever self interest you are serving. But of course, a lot of people don't use misinformation and disinformation separately because we tend to just use it interchangeably. So, yeah, you're definitely right on what they mean. I completely agree with that. So, why does misinformation exist? Why, specifically, why does abortion misinformation exist at all?
And that's a bit of a tricky question because I'm not trying to be negative, but I think in my experience, it usually comes from a place of um, people not being educated enough on the topic of abortion because um, if, if there's no platforms or there's no free range for people to express themselves about the topic of abortion. It gives room for people to, create things in their own heads and also believe anything that they see. So I think it exists. One reason, I believe there are many reasons why it exists. But one reason why there is misinformation and disinformation is the fact that abortion is so stigmatized, so it does not give room for people to be able to access accurate and reliable information, and even for people who have those information to share them with people who are looking to see accurate information.
Yeah, I think ignorance is a very big part of why abortion misinformation exists, and it's kind of like a game of telephone. One person is getting misinformation and then they are spreading it to other people who got that misinformation and they are spreading it to other people as well, and somehow it gets blown out of proportion. The fact gets distorted more and more until it's completely unrecognizable. But so essentially a game of telephone. Ignorance. People don't know where to access accurate information. They don't know what is accurate information. But I think that that is looking at not intentionally spreading misinformation, but I think that there's another part of it of why abortion misinformation exists. Because I mean, I don't want to be a negative Nancy, but I do feel like there are some people who do know better, or I hope that they know better, but they purposely distort the fact. They purposely spread misinformation. Maybe it's to further their cause. Maybe it's to um, for self-interest. Maybe it's for something, but that is more of a selfish, more of a malicious reason why abortion misinformation exists as well. What do you think?
Yes, I totally agree. I think I even confess my experience with that. So, the first ever video to go viral on TikTok, and I started promoting abortion information on TikTok. My first viral video was staged by a health worker in Ghana, and she bashed me. I mean, I had my friends, I had people who did not know me sending me this video of this woman saying I'm spreading wrong information and abortion can kill people. So, and this was a medical doctor spreading. She staged my videos and letting people know the types of abortion pills that they can access, irrespective of where they are. She staged that video and said the information I'm spreading is about abortion and abortion can kill. So basically, I'm perpetuating something that people can engage in and die. And it was my first time being going through something like that. I was traumatized because it had a lot of followers. So people started coming to my page. I had a lot of negative and hate comments. People were sending me this video all over, and I was listening to her biography. She actually was a medical doctor, and she was doing something that is so ignorant. I actually went to her comments, and then I stated that every information I'm sharing is directly approved by the World Health Organization, and I also do work with an organization that is looking to help women. And she is rather spreading misinformation because abortion cannot, you can't say abortion directly kills me. If everything is done according to procedure, abortion is literally one of the safest procedures around. But most people, I think abortion can kill is one of the easiest things, and people who are anti-choice usually say abortion can kill. And this was a video, her video also went so very far. And it was more sad that his went further than mine, because now when people hear what she's saying, anybody who is seeking abortion in this side of my world will say, oh, abortion can kill me. So even though I have this choice, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to take it because well, it came from a medical doctor. Very sad because if she knows better.
Yeah, that was such. Wow, I'm so sorry that that happened to you. I know sometimes when the internet mob is coming to get you, it can be very traumatizing. I have had many experiences like that. Something similar happened to me just 2 days ago, actually. I was mass reported. The video was taken down because I was mass reported. I got a lot of hate. I mean, I actually have been creating content for quite a while actually, so I'm kind of used to that. But sometimes it gets worse than the other, and it still sucks, when a lot of people are just bombing you with hate. So I really empathize, and I'm sorry that that happened. And it's crazy that people keep saying that abortion can kill. Childbirth is 13 times more dangerous than abortion. But people don't say that. People keep saying that, oh, abortion is very dangerous. Well, childbirth is actually more dangerous, so maybe we should talk about that instead. If it's safe, then abortion is very safe. If it's a very safe procedure when it's done correctly, when it's done by a professional, when you know what to do, which is why you should always obtain accurate information on abortion, on how to use abortion pills if you are using it on your own. And if you want to know how to use abortion pills, you can go to howtouseabortionpill.org or safetochoose.org for all those information. All right. So we talked a little bit about abortion misinformation and how it can be harmful, but what other ways can it be very harmful for people, for society in general, do you think?
I think as firstly, it's it creates an avenue for the people looking to access abortion care to feel like it is not a safe procedure to go through. So it's either they choose not to do it or they take that as safe avenues. Like there are times people reach out to me that oh they are scared to go to a health facility and they don't know how to get the pills. So since I seem to be so educated about abortions, can I recommend an alternative procedure for them? Something they can do at home because they've heard so much about the dangers associated with going to get an abortion. So if they can get other means and they can have the abortion at home without going through what people are spreading, and they would rather go for that. And I also talk them out of it. It usually does not work because, oh, my friend said, I read that. It's like there's a whole lot of that going on. So people resort to unsafe methods because the safe methods are rather being presented in a very negative way. Like about this, people say, abortion pills. If you take abortion pills, you can. You see that someone under my post saying you can lose your womb if you take the abortion pills. So yeah, these are all misinformation that is also terrifying people who are looking to seek abortion care. And usually misinformation also comes with a lot of stigma and shame. So as all these things are out there, people see them, women with uteruses see them. So when they have an unwanted pregnancy, they feel like they are not safe enough to go talk to someone who can assist them. They can't talk to their friends or their partners because their partners are also on the sorry to say ignorant train of not knowing the the right dangers that comes with abortion, which is not a lot. It's usually when you don't follow the right procedure that you can come up with some sort of complicated. But because this is not known or it's sort of being the right message has been contorted by people to push their own agenda. People don't have access to this information. So yeah, from my own point of view, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I am going through some of the common abortion misinformations and misconceptions, so I can see exactly what you meant when you say that misinformation about abortion can deter or can cause danger to people who are seeking abortion. For example, one of the common misconceptions is that abortion pills are dangerous. So when you are spreading misinformation that one of the safest ways to get an abortion, which is through abortion pills, is dangerous, then some people who don't know better, who don't have access to accurate information, they might be scared by that. They might not know what to do. Um, they might select other methods that are not safe compared to abortion pills. Maybe they try to self abort using unsafe measures because they are afraid of using abortion pills because they believed in some website or some random person talking to them about that. So what ends up happening is they are endangering their health because they don't know that abortion pills are actually very safe. Um, it ends up being this whole complication. Their health, maybe their life, even it can be life threatening if you are choosing an unsafe method or back alley abortion method. So that's one point where it affects the person seeking abortion. And also, it you're right about this stigmatization, because if you are spreading abortion misinformation, you are perpetuating this whole stigmas and stereotypes about abortion, um, shaming people who are seeking abortion. And when people are ashamed about something, they try to hide it. Like if you are shaming someone about finding information about abortion, then they feel ashamed, they feel afraid or too embarrassed to find accurate information about abortion to ask other people. So it ends up being a cycle where they don't know how to find accurate information because of the shame, and they end up spreading more misinformation, not because they intentionally want to, but just because they don't know. And education and raising awareness and knowing all these information are so important for decision making to eliminate stigmas or prejudice or discrimination. So on to the next part of this. We talked about how misinformation is so prevalent on the internet, and even in your case, a doctor, a medical professional, was spreading misinformation. So how do people even begin to identify what is misinformation? How do people even do fact check to know what is misinformation and accurate information? Do you have any tips?
Yes. So I think even from that experience that I had, one thing I did realize was when I went in a comment section, I went with facts. I mentioned that what I'm sharing was coming from the World Health Organization, and I brought out some numbers of how there are other instances, there are other health procedures that can actually kill somebody or is even more complicated than an abortion will kill. And she came to comment, she did not have any facts. It was, uh, um, um, I'm a trained professional and I'm telling you that this is it. Like, you don't have the right to argue with me. And it made me realize most of these people, their so-called evidence is usually not factual and it's very, very one-sided. But when I went to her, I told her that yes, it can be unsafe when the right procedure is not followed or you don't use the right medication. She combated with her feelings and what she thinks. She was very opinionated. I can give her that. She didn't pull up any numbers or say anything. All she said was, well, she's a trained professional. So yeah, what she says goes. So yes, abortion information is usually not factual and it's very one-sided. I also noticed that usually their claims are very, very exaggerated. So you go to some website and they're telling you 90% of medical abortions result in death. That's a very big number. So when you see something like that, I feel like you need to kind of take a step back and let's look for other sources that either back this claim or dispute them. So you need to keep looking. You don't just look at one website and then that's it. What you read is it. You need to keep looking. You need to look for. I know it can be difficult to know from the get go the right places to go, places that are trustworthy. But one organization I always say is the World Health Organization. I believe they have a page, they have a section on abortion where they list some organizations that you can go to for more information. And even just reading about the whole process of medical abortion is on the World Health Organization's website, it can really calm you because they do talk about the risk and complications associated, but they also give you the numbers attached to it. So you have a clearer view of what you are going to do. And again, usually abortion misinformation always has an undertone of blame. towards the abortion seeker. So even though informative information they are given is to help you, you still see some words, some lines that make you feel like, okay, this is not something I'm supposed to do. Just yesterday, I was researching on this topic. I chanced on a page. I was very, very annoyed, so I'm sorry to say that I will not keep the website in mind. That they started very well, talking about the process of abortion, how to secure abortion pills, and then at the end, they did the risk and complications associated with abortions. Some of them were very exaggerated, and they talked about how you can even end up buying fake abortion pills. I like that they educated people on that. And at the very end of the article, they added some, all this is not worth it. I was so annoyed from reading from the beginning to bottom just for them to give that message because they give out a lot of accurate information besides some parts where they exaggerated the risk, but at the end they add in summary, all this is not worth it. It was very, very annoying. So yes, they always have an undertone of blame for the abortion seeker. And one other thing I noticed too is that usually they seem to be advocated for the baby, not the fetus. Everything they are saying is about a baby, a baby, a baby. It's a fetus, it's not a baby. At that stage, when you feel like you are eligible for a medical abortion, that's an abortion with pills, it's a fetus, it's not a baby. So if you realize that most of their weddings, what the information they are putting out there is just talking about the mother and the baby, the pregnant mother and the baby, and what it will do to the baby. I think we should just run. So yes, these are a few things I've been able to use to identify whenever I'm reading abortion misinformation, and I really, really hope it helps anybody who is listening.
That was
But what about you?
that was very comprehensive, and you know, in some stages, especially the early stages, it's not even a fetus; it's an embryo. So to just say an embryo is a baby is just mind-boggling, and I completely agree with you. They One of the things that identifies a website or information as misinformation about abortion is that they tend to use emotionally charged language or images. So sometimes they would portray the fetus or the embryo as a baby in the womb with emotions, with facial features that can move, with like they can talk, they can try to listen to the person having the pregnant person, which is it's not true. Come on, it's a fetus. And emotionally charged languages like what you mentioned, like shame or exaggerating, or basically words or language used that will make you feel angry, that make you feel something, that will make you feel reactive. That kind of content, that kind of language uses, that kind of videos or whatever content it is, that should raise a red flag or two when you're hearing things like that. And sometimes websites can look very credible, anti-choice websites, they can look very, very credible. They can have medical professionals verifying it. But the thing is, like you said, try to look for more reputable one. Look for WHO, look for websites that you can trust, and don't just look at one website. Look at the information and cross check it. Don't rely on only one source, because sometimes even a reputable website, even reputable news media can have the wrong information. That's why you have to cross check. I mean, the internet now is just full of misinformation, which is why we need to be more wary, which is why we need to be more educated and be careful, especially with AI, even deep fake, even videos we can't really trust anymore. So we have to do vigilant research, especially when it comes to something that is so important like abortion. We need to double check, triple check, make sure you compare all the information to different websites to find, to see that if the information is correct. Don't just look at one TikTok video and then go start telling people, oh, you know what? Today I learned from this TikTok video that abortion can kill you, whatever it is. Just TikTok is not the source for information for you to get. It can be the first part of getting the information, but you have to verify it with other websites as well to find out more about it. Um, I am checking my list to see if that is all. I guess the last point is to stay informed as much as you can, have basic information about abortion laws, reproductive health, and latest research, because once you have the foundation information, education on these topics, when you hear other people saying something that doesn't sound right, you can kind of at least get a red flag of why that doesn't sound right for you to as a stepping stool to do more research on that. But if you have no foundational information at all, it can be very tricky to find out what is and isn't right, to have that kind of red flag raising in your head. So stay informed, learn, educate yourself, read information. Just staying informed is very, very important and very beneficial as well. All right. So now that we have talked about abortion misinformation, I want to talk about another part of it: fake abortion pills seller. The internet is just full of people selling stuff these days, selling you ads, selling you products. But what about fake abortion pill seller? Have you encountered them? So, Gail, have you encountered fake abortion pill seller?
personally, but I think there are a couple of times that under my TikTok post, I see people in there. I can get you the pills. I can get you the pills. I can get you the pills. I try as much as I can to delete those comments, or I when I see that someone have made a comment like that, all I do is go and direct and reply that please do not go to this person for abortion pills. You can check for, then I either add I need an age access, campaign. I try to suggest um, organizations like that you can reach out to for legit abortion pills. Because I don't believe in individuals telling these things because credible are the pills. How good are they? Are they even the right one? What is it going to do to you? Because some of to just take anything and then friends with the person, friends with my supporter on this, and then just selling because now there's also the market for it. And with the laws being so stringent on abortion, we are going to see a lot of these popping up because abortion seekers are going to get desperate. And when you're desperate, you try to get like the closest thing possible because you don't want to go through the long way. So just imagine the state close the closest state that allows abortion is about 10 hours away from you. And then some random person pops up on your social media telling you that I live in your state and I can get the pills to you in about an hour. You don't know them, you don't know how credible they are. People just say yes. So personally not experience them, but they are in under my post talking a lot about I can sell this to you, I can sell that to you. Have you experienced any of them personally?
Yeah, so I have seen a lot of them under Safe to Choose social media in our comment sections. We have so many of those. Sometimes they would share a post saying that, oh, if you want abortion pills, you can contact us. And usually, most of the time, it's very shady. Um, that I do have some key points on how people can identify fake abortion pill sellers or fake abortion clinics. This is actually from a blog that we will be posting later today on abortion misinformation and fake clinics. So some of the key things that we need to look out for is the first one: remember that legitimate healthcare providers will provide you verifiable information such as their physical address, their contact details, their official credentials. So if the website lacks any of those information, it seems to just be floating around without any contact information, without anything that you can trace the person behind it, it can be a red flag. It can be a warning sign. And you can also try to contact the clinic or the seller through the provided information. But if you don't receive any response or any helpful response, also look for and if they do respond, look for the language that they use when they're responding back to you. And if it's off, it could be suspicious. Also, reputable clinics will list the names and qualifications of their medical staff. So look for that. If you cannot find information about the healthcare providers associated with the clinic, you don't know who they are or their credentials. This can also be a cause for concern as well. And if they don't give information about the pills or the services that they are providing, that what kind of pills are they providing, because there's so many brands of mifepristone and misoprostol. So if they don't provide any information about that, then it might also be shady. They should be transparent about that. And sometimes fake abortion pill sellers or the clinics, they might use high pressure tactics to try to pressure you into buying their pills, or try to scare you from finding alternative methods, or to go from someone else, or try to um, scare you from adoption, from other methods like adoption, or any other way. So they are trying to pressure you into buying from them. They might be using time sensitive language like, oh, you have to buy it now, otherwise it will be too late for you, things like that. Also, websites that request sensitive personal information up front, that is also a red flag. That's also something to watch out for. And also, when you are buying the pills online, make sure that you use make sure that you verify the website before you enter any of your account banking information, because they sometimes your account might be hacked, and that might be the end goal of it. uh, Also, poorly designed websites as well, watch out for that. It's not all the time. Sometimes fake websites can be very very clean, very very professional looking, but it can also be a part to look out for if you see the websites as being poorly designed, or the language used, grammatical errors, things like that. Now, on Safe to Choose, we do have a list of scam websites and fake abortion pill sellers that you can go check out to see the entire list, to see what to look out for. And if you try to use any website and you're not sure, you can go through our list to see if it's fake or if it's not on there. But even if it's not on there, try to be careful, because we might not have the full complete list of all the fake clinics and fake abortion pill sellers. Let's see, what else do we need to know about that? So what can we do to help? Do you think, what can all of us do to help to combat misinformation about abortion?
I, I think just like you mentioned earlier, it, it's never too early or too late to have basic knowledge about abortion. So sometimes it's usually when you wait to be in the position, that's when you become desperate for information. So you are there because abortion is healthcare and it's also is self-care. So just once in a while, as you're there, you yourself have a look in reading on basic things to know about abortions, because when you feed yourself with the basics, it's very difficult for someone to come and tell you other things that are not credible. So making the proactive efforts of learning about abortion, even when you don't need it or somebody you know doesn't need it, I think it goes a long way to prepare you for all the negative and untrue things in the media about abortion. And yes, while you are looking to, you should be kind of noting down credible places that you can go to for accurate information on abortion. And as you know, we practically live like almost half of our lives on social media. I know it's hard. I know it's difficult to put yourself out there to help an abortion seeker. But if you do see someone who is has been bold and courageous enough to seek out help on social media, it does not hurt. It does not have to be your own words then. You can just send them a link to a reliable source that you've come across. I think it really helps like a communal effort to combat the spread of misinformation. I don't not the spread per se, but people accessing it. Because if people do have access to their accurate and reliable websites, then the ones with misinformation tend not to have a lot of people going on there, and they don't get people to feed this information to them. I think a lot more, but my I bet it's a bit jumbled right now, so Kat, you can jump in here and then I'll add a bit more later.
Yeah, sure. So I do want to read Isabella's comment. She said that so true. So many people selling fake pills, especially in unlicensed drugstores and pharmacy. I think that's another part to look out for because we are talking a lot about online fake abortion pill sellers, right? But sometimes they can sell it in drugstores or pharmacies, and you would think that to open a pharmacy, you would need license, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's unlicensed, and sometimes that can be dangerous too. So it's I know it takes a lot of effort to try to identify and try to steer clear from all the misinformation, from all the fake or unlicensed drugstores, but I promise you that you do not want to be in that rabbit hole. So even though it's difficult, we have to be vigilant all the time. We have to be careful, which is also another thing that I do want to mention is that I know that we scroll online and it's doom scroll essentially. We have a very short attention span these days. We look at something, we read the headline, sometimes we don't even click the article. We look at it, and if it makes us feel some type of way, we share it. Now, that's a bad habit. I do that too, but it's something that we shouldn't be doing because it's not great. So before you share something, always just pause and think and read it. And if it's an article, just go read the article first. Don't only share the headlines because sometimes it can be clickbait. So pause and evaluate. I know it will take more time for you to go on social media by doing all of this, but if you share something that is wrong, that is inaccurate, it can harm a lot of people. It can perpetuate the misinformation, and sometimes if the misinformation is especially harmful or can create hate speech or can create some bigotry or some discrimination, that is a lot of harm that we could have just avoided if we had taken a few more seconds to evaluate what we're sharing. So always be careful what you share online. And another thing that I have noticed is that if you are in the mental mind space to do so, if you see misinformation, try to comment and say that that is not accurate in the comment section so that other people can see it too. And I know that that takes a lot of mental energy to do so, and you're okay. You're not a bad person if you don't want to do it, but if you feel like, hey, today maybe I want to leave some comments, maybe I want to fight with some people on the internet. So if you feel like you're in the mental mind space to do so, leave a comment so that other people can see that it's misinformation. And I know that it has helped me personally as well on topics that I'm not an expert in, that I don't know a lot of information for. It can be like an instruction for something, right? And then I think, wait, that's a very clever hack. I should try it. And then I go into the comment section, they'd be like, yeah, don't do that. It will start a fire. It will burn out your house if you do that. So things like that, just leave the comment and help other people too so that we don't accidentally do something bad. So yeah, that's all from me. Anything else to add, Gail?
So I think I wanted to add something to what you said about Isabella's comments. Is that so true? So many people selling fake pills, especially in our lives, and I think it's actually very prominent in as where I am. I'm in Ghana, so we have a lot, like a whole lot of unlicensed and drugstores and pharmacies, and most of them are operating like nobody's saying anything. I actually do on them a couple of times because it's way easier. If I step out right now, I'm probably going to find about five licensed pharmacies before I find one license, which is like way farther from my place. So if it's a painkiller I need to grab, as long as I know the name and I know it's not expired, I just grab it from an unlicensed shop and then I'm on my way. It's very popular in this part of our world. So when Ghanaian healthcare takers reach out to me, most of the time that's the said they purchase their pills from. And I think the funny thing is that from my experience, for those who have reached out, most of the time what they get is legit. It's very easy to get side effects around, especially in a license, because most of the license shops will actually not sell it because for them it's illegal. It's illegal. But the unlicensed ones, it's like, okay, I'm putting myself on the line already, so if this is going to push my market, then definitely I'm going to do it. So in Ghana, I think it's actually more easier to get the pills from these unlicensed drugstores than getting it from a license. But like you said, you just need to be sure that what you're getting is legit, it's the reliable one. You need to look out for the signs of the fake pills. I don't think I have anything in mind currently of how you can identify the fake pills. If your only resource is an unlicensed drugstore or pharmacy, just make sure that what you're getting is the right one and not a fake pill. Yeah.
Yes, definitely, absolutely. So that is all from me for our live stream for our second episode, as I would like to call it, about navigating the sea of misinformation today. But before we leave, I do want to talk about our two platforms. So, for if you if you encounter any misinformation and you want to verify, please head to both our websites. So please head to Safe to Choose. I will leave Gail to promote how to use because you know it way better than I do. So you can head to safetochoose.org for information about abortion, about safe abortion, abortion process, about the protocols, about how to use pill, what kinds of pills. We have blogs every Friday. We have new blogs all the time. And Safe to Choose is also available in multiple languages. So if you want to, if your native language, or if you want to look at it in a different language, you can check out our multi-language website as well as our multilingual counselors. So we also have counselors who are available to speak to you about any questions you have about abortion. How maybe you bought some abortion pills and you don't know if they are legit. You can talk to our counselors about that. You can talk to them about instructions on how to use the abortion pills that you just obtained, or about abortion laws. We also have country profiles where we highlight different abortion laws in different countries. And be sure to check out our social media. We are on all platforms. Just head to Safe to Choose on all platforms and you can find us. Yes, Gail, how to use?
So we are how to use abortion pill, and uh, what we do is basically in our name. So we have comprehensive information on how to use that pill if you access it. We also have a page that is dedicated to abortion laws and policies in over 20 countries. So you can just head over to our website and check out the laws and policies around abortions in your country. And usually at the bottom of each country, we also list countrywide resources that can assist you. So if you're in Ghana, at the bottom of the country profile, we suggest about 4 or 5 universities that you can reach out to if you need to seek abortion support. We also have Ali, a very, very cute safe abortion passport. Ali is integrated on Facebook. You can reach out to Ali, and Ali can assist you with anything you need to know on how to use the abortion pills and complications, what to do before, during, and after you do take the pill. And we also have, I see lots of I'm just realizing that. Side note. So we also have a video series on medical abortion on our site. We have a course for medical providers. So if you know anybody who is a medical provider and is interested in abortion care, you can head over and take the course. Everything is free. Everything you need access on our site is free. You can also find us on all social media platforms if you need assistance with anything. We are how to use abortion care.
Yes, and I also want to highlight that September is a very special month for us because International Safe Abortion Day is going to be on September 28th. But it's not only a 1 day occasion for us, it's going to be a whole month of celebration. So, this entire September is a month of celebrating International Safe Abortion Day. And with this, we do have some campaigns going on Safe to Choose and how to use abortion pill, so be sure to check out and follow all our social media accounts, all our social media channels to keep up to date and to see all the fun and wonderful things that we will be doing in celebration of International Safe Abortion Day. And in our next live stream later this month, we will also have a special guest and we will be talking more about International Safe Abortion Day. So stay tuned and follow us on Twitch, Unapologetically Uterine down below, or you can head to our Discord server and follow us there. Maybe have some chats with us. We're always happy to have everyone around, and we're always happy to chat more about abortion or any other reproductive health topics that you would be interested in. And I guess that is all from me. Any last words, Gail?
Yes, I'm just going to retweet that follow us on social media because we are going to have a very fun and informative month due to Safe Abortion Day, which we make a Safe Abortion month. So follow both of us and we promise we are going to have fun and learn a lot.
Yes.
That's all for me as
All right.
well.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. And if you missed this episode, you can also check it out on our YouTube channel. You can check it out on Safe to Choose YouTube channel as well as How to Use Abortion Pill. This will be posted on both, so make sure to follow to subscribe to both and check out our other episodes on the playlist as well. So, thank you again for tuning in, and I hope to see all of you in the next live stream. And thank you, Gail, for the wonderful chat. I'll see you
Thank
soon.
you. Wonderful
Bye.
chat.